Um, let's talk about follow the voice. We sing that song, Shepherd of my soul, I give you full control. Wherever you lead, I will follow, no matter what the terrain is. Many over the years have ruined their lives by following the voice of strangers. And even in this season, let me tell you, it's easy to begin to move out of the way without knowing it. Be careful in this season. One of the things that lead people into a state of, what do you call it? Delusion. One of the things that lead people in this time to delusion is conspiracy theories. You believe it, and the whole man will believe something that is outrageous. Be careful what you believe. Over the years, people have missed it following a wrong voice. Take heed, Jesus said, what you hear, the content of your hearing. Take heed how you hear, your attitude in hearing, and your response in hearing. The voice you follow will either lead you the right way or lead you astray. Many over the years, some of us have 10 prophets prophesying to you. That's why you're confused. 30 prophets all speaking to you. That's why you can't listen to the voice of your shepherd. And that's why you're always confused. Ever looking for deliverance and never delivered. In a state of, how do I call it now, delusion. Whenever any person, any believer, gets into the mode of believing that is somebody that is causing all his misfortunes, that person is very difficult to deliver that person. Very difficult. That's delusion. There is no man stronger than Jehovah. We sing it, do we believe it? There is no God greater than Jehovah. We sing it, do we believe it? When the chiefs are down, where the rubber meets the road, when you're in a tough situation, do you still believe it? We sing all kinds of things we don't believe. Think, meditate on your songs. Come from a point of knowing, and you'll be releasing life. Follow the voice. That's the message. Follow the voice, but which voice? Yeah, we sing Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. Is he a living shepherd or a dead one? A textbook shepherd. Is he a living shepherd that has a voice and can lead? A living God. Do we follow him like a living God? When adverse situations come, when storms arise, what's your first response? Do you remember you have a God that can tell you what to do? Or you take the reward of divination and go for a native doctor? There are in white garments and all kinds of garments nowadays. There are ministries nowadays. Because it's more fashionable to package it that way. They have computers, tablets, but they're soothsayers. Who do you follow? Who speaks to you? Whose voice do you respond to? Whose voice do you respond to? That person will determine your outcome. You've already settled your outcome. So many are towing that same line of listening to strangers. And lives and destinies are being ruined by following the voice of strangers. A sister came back from school one time, came to see me in the parsonage. Several years ago, not in Olivet now. I looked at her, there was something wild about her looks. And then she began to tell me, everything we taught her we believed, she was dismantling it. I looked at her, I knew she has been hearing the voice of a stranger. I asked her, I called her, who has been talking to you? Who have you been listening to? In fact, there was no time. In fact, the way I reacted in that situation, there was no time to give her a lecture. She was already, if it looks on her face as if, when somebody is not okay, when there is some mental disorder, you can see it on somebody's face. Her face was like that. I just stood up, put my 2 fingers in her ears and rebuked that voice that had been speaking to her and commanded that voice to cease and lose her. And that was all my reaction. Some months later, she came back. He said it was that moment that saved me. She started telling me who the people she was following. We were here in a period of fast some years back. A young boy, a teenager, was now walking like a moron. And my son Chidi was following him. They were trying to get him back because they knew there was something wrong. He was walking like a moron as if a voice was calling him and the voice was calling him. And he was following that voice. So he walked out looking like a zombie. A young boy. Moved out of that place and was walking as if somebody was teleguiding him. So when they told me about it, I told them to call him. I went to my office, I told them to call him. When he came there, I asked him, what book have you been reading? He said it was Harry Potter. He said there are 160 spells in it. And he has read and he has been practicing some of the spells. He said that anybody has said that we die has died. He mentioned names. I had to set him free from that spirit. Harry Potter is serialized witchcraft. Some of you watch things you have no business watching. You will get an impartation from it. The moment I knew there was something he was reading, he had no business reading.